Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to just set the scene. We're going to start with some pricing models and just kind of understanding where we are in the broader context of things. Now, what we can see here, this is our daily price performance. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to be spending more time in Workbench today because, I mean, this is essentially where I spend all day, every day. Just an absolutely fantastic tool, so much that we can do with it. So what is Workbench? Workbench is essentially a tool where you can see here I've pulled in a metric, which is just price in this particular instance, and we've constructed a series of formulas. Now you can do all sorts of stuff, everything from complex models to backtests. Here we're just doing some very, very simple visualization techniques. So what I've essentially calculated is the percent change. This one here is looking at essentially how much has the Bitcoin price changed over each daily period. So literally how much of the price change on a closing basis over a period of one day. What I've then done is just use an if-then statement to say I only want to see green bars when it's positive, up days, and I only want to see red bars when it's negative. And I've also put over the top here some plus or minus 1 standard deviation bands, because really what I'm looking for is when do we get a big move, right? Because price obviously moves every day, but show me when the moves are statistically meaningful. And we can see here that this is actually the third largest sell-off of 2023. I've got it on the Zoom here year to date. This is the third largest sell-off, 5.7%, I believe, on a closing basis. So we did come off quite quickly and quite rapidly. It did stand out as a sell-off event. But as you can see, we've had 1, 2 different sell-off events that have been much, much steeper than this. This one back here in August, we profiled quite a bit. I forget which week number it was, but this would have been somewhere in August. We looked at it. It was called Exhaustion and Apathy and Volatility Crush as we headed into it. Very, very quiet market, and then a very, very sharp explosion of volatility that followed. So if you are looking at volatility trading, strongly recommend going out and checking out those newsletters and videos because they really are a great example of using derivatives and on-chain to predict volatility.